Three, two, one.
It is episode 15 of DG Talks. I'm Johnny.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dan.
And this week we're going to go off the cuff and talk a little bit about H1Z1 versus PUBG. Now, I haven't played too much of either game. Dan's put in a good amount of time into both games.
Oh,
but
man, yeah.
it's like a really interesting topic because both games are so similar and there's a bit of a debate as to like how the games are played and like which one kind of is better or worse or whatever. But then it's also really interesting because PUBG has been emerging as the most watched game on Twitch.tv, where it'll sometimes surpass League of Legends just because. And League of Legends is like the most played game in the world for a long time now. So it's that in itself says something. So we're gonna jump into it and hear a little bit about Dan's experiences with those and then how we can compare the two.
So, I've put in 300 hours total among both the games. H1Z1
Wait,
came out.
among both?
Yeah, among both.
Okay.
So, no, I haven't put in 300 hours per game, but
Okay.
300 hours total for both
Yeah.
games. H1Z1 came out a lot earlier. I'm not exactly sure when. I think it was 2011. I don't remember, but so I got to put in a lot more hours there.
Right.
About 211 hours for that one. PUBG, I had about 88 hours. So yeah, I know a good amount of both. H1Z1 and PUBG is a battle royale kind of game. It's almost like a free-for-all. Grab some guns, grab some weapons.
They kind of like spawn you somewhere. You got to go find shit, right?
Yep. You basically just fly. So you're jump out of plane, basically. You're like thrown out of a plane, and you're tossed into this map. It's a gigantic map with 100+ other people. You find guns, you loot normally, and then you kill people. Free for all. You have solos, so you can play solo and be the best player there. You have duos, so play with a friend, and then you have squads. H1Z1 squads is 5 people. PUBG squads is 4 people, and basically you're playing with a team. Communicate as much as possible, and that's why I believe PUBG is a very, at least a competitive game for now.
Wait, what makes it competitive over H1Z1?
Whoa, no. Both of them are. PUBG is just the thing right now, the in right now.
Right, so then why is PUBG the thing over H1Z1?
H1Z1, all right. A couple of things then. H1Z1 came out earlier, so PUBG has a very different, PUBG is the cool right now.
Right, right.
The way the game is played is a little different. So H1Z1 has so many fewer guns, so much fewer guns in general. They have like 4 primary guns right now. They actually recently just added a gun. They have the AK, they have the AR, they have a shotgun, and then they have this like mini Uzi-ish kind of thing. And then they have a bunch of pistols. PUBG, on the other hand, has a whole list of different guns, and they have AR style guns, they have AK, they have like an M4, all like assault rifle type of guns. Then they have like their SMG style guns,
Right.
and then they have shotguns and different kinds of shotguns. Then they have snipers, so they have so much more variety as well.
So there's
when
a
it comes
shit ton
to
of
guns.
weapons and variety
Yes.
in PUBG.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say the reason why PUBG is better now, not only does it have variety, but it has a lot of decisions you have to make. So different gun types, different equipment on your guns, scopes. So things like red dots, things like longer scopes for farther ranges. There's so much variety and choice among what you have to pick from and what you have to kill other people by. It just feels like a more well-rounded game in general.
Do you not have these options in H1Z1?
H1Z1 doesn't have any type of equipment. like things to add and attach onto your gun.
So you literally run around with a gun when you find one?
Yep, you run around with one gun, or obviously you have a couple of slots that you can carry guns, but you run around with a couple guns, and you use this iron sight on your gun, and that's the worst feeling. You don't have range, so you can't feel that variety when it comes to just the distance that you can kill people at as well. So you see very cool highlights of PUBG where you have like an 8x scope, so 8 times scope, which is a really large scope as well,
Right.
that you can kill people from like 1,000 meters away. Whereas in H1Z1, it is so much harder to do any of that kind of thing. And overall, I think both games are very good. They're solid games. H1Z1 was the original. It kind of blew up this battle royale kind of style, and it will always be known as that. H1Z1's are also a lot quicker paced game. So the movements, the feel of the game, everything feels faster. People die faster. People play faster. Whereas in PUBG, I feel like it's a slower game. You have to loot more. You have to find your guns. You can still go in a killing spree and go out and try to find a gun, but it just feels like a slower paced game. You take your time, you strategize, you plan out what your next move is. H1Z1, let's charge head first in, see how many kills we can get, and boom. You know.
So in either game, are the spawns for weapons always in the same place?
No. It is completely randomized.
Every time.
Every time. I mean, in general, there are locations and there are cities that have a higher spawn rate of certain guns. From what people say, what people feel, this is the feel of it. But overall,
Right.
I'd say no. It is completely randomized. Everything in the map for both games are very randomized.
But are the maps always the same themselves too, or are the maps different as well?
So each game, one map. One full map, but you have different locations where you land. So overall, the game is played like this. Battle Royale style, you jump out of for H1Z1, you spawn in different locations everywhere. But PUBG, you're flying in one plane, and you go across one straight line, and you can jump off whenever you want. Whereas H1Z1, you're literally randomized spawn. So you spawn into this map, you drop down. After you drop down and start looting, there's this gas zone. And this zone slowly closes from the outside of the edge map. And it comes in and makes a circle. And that's what pushes people more into the battle zone. So obviously, the longer the game goes, the smaller the circle goes. And yeah, that's overall the style. You spawn randomly, loot randomly. Everything is pretty much just random. Everybody has the same odds as everyone else. You have to go into the big cities to get the better loot, but that means more people are going to those locations. So, I mean, it's a very tense game. One other thing that may be really may push PUBG above the others is PUBG when you play with duos. So with a friend or squads with a group.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody gets shot down, they don't get killed instantly. They get like knocked out. So your partner, your friends can run to you and pick you up still.
Whereas they can like revive you almost?
Yes, revive you pretty much. You revive with very low health, but then you can bandage up afterwards. But in H1Z1,
bandaging up is like healing.
Yes, healing.
Okay.
But in H1Z1, when you play duos or squads, the second you kill that person is dead for the rest of the game. So there's so much. It's so frustrating because the game is so long. And if you're the first one to be killed in H1Z1, it just feels bad because you just watch the rest of the game, right? Whereas
you're just stuck spectating?
Yep, you're just stuck spectating.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Whereas in PUBG, you may get knocked out. Your partner may kill the other person, and he can run back to you and pick you back up, and you guys can continue playing. Right?
What if you're playing solo in PUBG?
Well, then, I mean, that doesn't matter because that way you don't have to spectate.
Oh, as soon as you die, you're booted out of the game.
You can just leave. Yeah, you don't have to stay.
Okay, right.
So it's a very fast pace, at least in solos. You can just get into the game, kill as many people, survive to the last, and get out. Whereas in H1Z1, it's the same thing, but duos and squads are so much worse, in my opinion, because of that specific reason as well.
Do you think that this revive mechanic being absent in H1Z1 hurts it as a game? Like contributes to why PUBG is more popular?
Not exactly the main factor or contributor, in my opinion. I just feel like overall, everything about PUBG, they have so much more variety, so much more substance in the game. They update somewhat frequently. They have so many more guns, so many more attachments, so many more variety, and all of this in general. And the feel of the game. I would compare this like this. H1Z1 feels like League of Legends. Okay. And PUBG feels like Dota 2. Now, not saying the popularity is anywhere close to like the comparison, but the feel of it. H1Z1 feels a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more fast-paced, as in like League of Legends, you don't have like turn speed.
Yeah, like the turn animations with your character that a lot of people hate.
Turn animations. Literally, you just see your character flying around. Like, and then PUBG is like Dota 2. I feel like it's a little bit more difficult. There's a lot more variety. So if you saw TI2 or TI something for Dota 2, they have the option to pick almost every single hero in the game. Whereas in League, it's like half, right? So the variety and the feel of the game itself is a little bit slower paced, a lot more things going on. It's not the best comparison, but that's, in my mind, the best comparison if you want to compare it to like rivaling games.
What's really funny though is that you compared PUBG, the newer game, to Dota 2, which is considered like, because Dota we had the devs from Dota that eventually came to League of Legends, and League of Legends came after becoming a more popular game. So like when you're talking about H1Z1 versus PUBG, that's kind of the association that I made. Like, oh, PUBG sounds like the League of Legends of MOBAs, where PUBG is like the League of Legends of battle royales.
It's just the feel that's different. That's where that feel is just the changing gameplay, the changing style of gameplay that you feel. And that is the biggest reason why I feel this is PUBG is so big. Now, overall, I'd say they have so much more work to do, right? PUBG, H1Z1, in order to make it an actual competitive scene and competitive game, they have so much more work. The spectating style in both of them suck.
Is it as bad as Overwatch?
No.
I think Overwatch is kind of rough.
Because
it's not that bad.
If you think about it, you have 100 players in a map, right? You toss them into the game. How are you even possibly going to spectate each individual person so quickly, right?
Right.
It's just they have to work on a lot of things competitively in order to make it a competitive game. Honestly, I don't think PUBG and H1Z1 will last. I think PUBG is the new thing right now. It is the game that people enjoy playing and watching for a small period of time, but it is no League of Legends, and it is no Dota 2. So Dota 2 is huge as well. League is huge as well. I don't think it's going to go to that scale where it has the longevity in this scene.
That raises a really good question that I have. So when you think about watching League streamers, you know, you have like fuckers like I'm a cutie pie who are
Mhm.
like just funny as hell, says the dumbest shit, they do stupid shit, and the games are generally entertaining while like he's trolling half of them. And then you have, I mean, you have a very wide variety of personalities.
Mhm.
So when you watch the game in general, you know that there is some appeal to the visual aspects of the game itself. What are some of the things other than like seeing a game unfold with the story, kind
Right.
of? What are some of the things that makes it so appealing to watch PUBG? Because you already talked a lot
Right.
about like how it feels to play, how it's fun, it's interactive. Like the revive mechanic seems very unique
Mhm.
to battle royale type games, and I think that's really cool. But like, why would I want to watch, and why do hundreds of thousands of people
Mhm.
enjoy watching this like every day?
So I think the biggest reason why anybody wants or likes to watch these battle royale from streamers is the fact that they can interact with the viewers so much better than if it was something like League of Legends as well. So you have these big streamers. Obviously, people watch to get better at the game. People watch for highlight plays.
Oh
People watch
yeah,
for the personalities. Those are the basic of Twitch.tv in general. But the reason why these two games are watched, especially PUBG, now that it's like the new thing, is because the streamer can interact with its audience, their audience members, a lot easier than any other game.
is there
And
like a lot of downtime during the game?
yes, there's a lot of downtime. You land, you may have like a quick couple seconds of boom, boom, boom action if you land in a very like popular air place. But
Yeah.
after that, if you survive all of that, you're looting, you're running, you're getting to the next point. You can read your chat while you're walking, running, getting to your next point while you're
What if you just get
looting.
randomly? What if you get shot when you're running somewhere?
Well, if you get killed, you exit the game. I'm just kidding. No, you exit that game, right? And then you start another game. And while you're waiting for the queue, you can interact with your viewers, look at the donations, look at the chat, react to them. And I think that's why it's so it feels better because people watch streams in order to feel like they're hanging out with their that person, right? Not only that, but to get better, but at the same time, just the feel of having a friend almost, right?
Okay, but then why is Hearthstone so fucking boring to watch? If you have, because like you could apply those same
Well,
arguments to Hearthstone,
of
right?
course, but people still watch it. It is still a huge game,
Okay, you're
right?
right. Yeah, yeah,
It
I'll
is
give that to
still
you.
one of the
Yeah,
top viewed games because they can interact with their viewers,
that's fair
right?
enough.
It doesn't matter how boring that game is to watch, you're interacting. And some people like to troll the players, especially trolling the players is best. So if in PUBG or H1Z1 you get killed stupidly or you get like, knifed in the back and or because there are melee weapons as well and they're pretty bad. But if you get like they create these moments that people just live for.
Yeah.
And overall, yes, that is the huge reason I'd say why PUBG and H1Z1 or these types of games are so watched on Twitch.
So then, why are people watching PUBG over H1Z1 then?
It's the same reason why the feel of the game is different. It's because the variety, the different guns you can use, the new feel of the game itself. I'd say if H1Z1 updated his game more, it added some more guns into the game. It added some like variety and difference to what you play. Then I'd say, yeah, that's great. I'd love to have that. But you see people in PUBG running around with umps and still winning the game. And an ump is an SMG style, small machine
true.
gun style, and winning the game. And these are good, decent guns to play around. If you can't find a good gun, you play with this. You can run around with, and like they have snipers in the game, and they're somewhat, or not snipers, but like reload. Oh my god, like one shot, bolt action guns. Yes.
Right, right.
And those have different feels than an assault rifle that you can just kind of hold down and, you know, machine gun style almost, right?
Yeah.
And then you have snipers, and you have shotguns, and you have these, and you have that. H1Z1, you literally go in, you pick up a shotgun, you pick up an AR. Well, this is what it used to be, too. They changed the guns a little bit, so there's a little bit more feel and decision making when you come pick up a gun, but it's still, you pick up an AR, you pick up an AK, you pick up a shotgun, and you run and shoot. You don't have any other variety. You can't pick and choose a gun for different situations. It's pretty much just
Which
this
you can
gun.
do in PUBG.
Yes. It's just overall, I'd say PUBG has worked out its kinks. It started off really slow. It started off very buggy. It started off very like a lot of lag, ping lag, a lot of problems with their servers in general. But they slowly updated. It's still in that beta testing, you know, or not beta testing, but you know what all these games nowadays do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What is that called again?
Like open beta?
Open beta, yeah. It's just, I think it's the stupidest thing, but it's all right. Early access.
It's like a
That's
super
what it
bugged
is.
version, so you can like try to fix it. I was like, you get more data from players.
Yeah, early access. That's what it's called.
Early access, I see. Yeah.
And I mean, it just slowly improved, and you actually see this visual growth of the game. H1Z1 felt so stagnant, so it needs to have more updates. It needs to have more things going on for it. It just feels like they don't care about the game as much anymore. So
yeah, I mean, just looking at the viewer count now, it's just a random weekday evening, and I see 82,000 people, over 82,000 people watching PUBG, and then there's just under 4,000 people watching H1Z1. Rocket League beats it by 4.1K, which is hilarious.
Yep. I mean, it's just, there's so much more strategy involved, I feel, in PUBG than in H1Z1. H1Z1, charge head first, find a car, charge head first, and shoot some guns. So, overall, I'd say it's worth taking a look at. Right now, PUBG is the more worth it game. A lot more people are playing it.
I kind of hate the name. I think it's annoying that it's all capital, and like, what's a player unknown?
I think that's the person who created it. Player unknown. I don't exactly know why it was named.
Yeah, I think it's a silly name, but the acronym is cool. You know, in America we say PUBG, but in Canada they say PUBG.
PUBG. Okay.
Yeah.
Canadian? Did you just call that Canada?
Yeah, it's Canada, dude. Great country.
Yeah. Overall, I'd say, hey, worth a try. If you like that quicker paced, faster paced, not much variety game, play H1Z1 now. If you want
to, it
to,
doesn't seem bad. Like you just jump and you just start like running around and shooting people. I can see the appeal. Like that sounds fun as hell.
And PUBG was made by a person that used to work on H1Z1. They broke
Oh
out.
my god, dude! All the parallels to fucking Dota and League, dude. That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's so much. PUBG, definitely worth a try. It's very interactive with people. So I'd say these are the best games to play with, like a close friend. The reason why I got so into it is because I played with a friend and we just chatted while we had that downtime. It was a good time to like catch up, do side stuff as well, shoot some people and have a great time. So you get to troll around with your friends, and I'd say that's fun.
Yeah.
PUBG, more worth it than H1Z1 right now, in my opinion, but maybe H1Z1 can pull it out, do something different, and make a change. But I feel like they're pretty much just gone. Like, they're not really making updates too much, and they're still having invitationals, but hey, They're still making money.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth it for people to pick up a copy of PUBG just to be hella casual and just like YOLO and like if they have like how long do games usually last?
Depends on how fast you die. They could be as fast as like literally you land on the ground, you don't even get to pick up a gun yet and you're dead.
Uh-huh.
Or they can be as long as let's just slowly take our time, maybe like 45 minutes.
Okay, so like
it depends
standard,
on
like League Dota sort of game time.
Yep. Depends on how fast you wanted to play. If you want to be Rambo, go for it. If you want to win, you're probably not going to go Rambo. You're probably going to play a 40-minute game.
Take it slow.
30-minute
right?
game. Yep. Take it slow. Take it smooth and just go. So,
Okay.
yep. It's worth it to try it. It's not the free game that you want,
Yeah.
but
How much is the game?
I think it's $29.99.
Mm-hmm.
I think H1Z1's $19.99.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the time to get it. This is when it's most popular, the most viewers, the most streamers, the most people to play. So you can play with your friends because they probably have it already.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, this is the time. I feel like after a couple more years, maybe a year,
It might
there's
just
gonna
die
be
down.
yeah, there's gonna be a new thing. Maybe 2 years if they're lucky, but there's gonna be new games, new experiences. So
Yeah.
get it while it's hot.
I think it's gonna be fun though, because I mean I'm gonna be at DreamHack Denver,
Yeah.
which is gonna be. Wait, this episode goes up after my time at DreamHack Denver. So by the time this goes up, I will have worked a weekend at DreamHack Denver where we're at the LAN crew running some of the bring your own computer tournaments and stuff.
Okay.
And then we're also gonna have like a setup for people to play. But one of the things that we have going on is a competitive PUBG tournament, and then like we have a casual thing going on where people are gonna. Well, I mean, by the time I talk about it, it would already have happened. But people will have had the chance to like run around, and I think it's like no guns and fists only, where they just like try to meet somewhere and like,
Oh yeah.
fight it out. Apparently, that's like super fun.
It's zombie mode? Is that what it?
Oh yeah,
zombie mode. Yep.
Yeah.
So they basically zombie mode is like a group of people who drop down and they're the survivors. They pick up guns, they pick up cars, they pick up whatever they need, and then you have like every other player in the game zombies. They literally drop down, chase this one group of people with just fists, and it's just the most hilarious thing because by the end you're just saying, oh my god, they're all on me, there's 10 zombies around. And it's just trolling her up. It's a fun time.
Yes, it sounds like a fun time. Like I've never played before, but maybe by the time this goes up and after that event happens, I might have like played zombie mode. That sounds like super troll, like a pretty good way to enjoy yourself super casually,
Yep,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Overall, I think that's it. Any final thoughts on PUBG or H1Z1 on your end?
H1Z1 sounds like garbage. If I'm gonna play, I'll probably pick up PUBG. I have to look more into it. I think I should just watch more streams and see what the game is like. Whether or not it's worth me getting. I barely have time to play games as it is, but like for $30, it doesn't seem that bad. So,
Still, you have to watch a streamer that you enjoy because it's a slow game.
Yeah.
It's a slow game. You'll see a lot of looting and a lot of just talking. So,
but if it's a slow game, then maybe it'll be good for me to like watch before I go to bed, check out a little bit, and then like it'll keep the pace like calm for me to like knock out. But
yeah, you'll have those moments where it's just like boom, action, and then you're like, oh my god, it's going on, and then you go back down this.
And then I fall asleep. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, try out the game. Everybody, viewers.
Not sponsored, by the way. We're not that cool, but
And honestly,
we're just a couple of nerds talking about our opinions. That's all.
And honestly, this is our opinion, so you may have a different opinion. Leave it down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the game. All of that good stuff. Tell us. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yada, yada, yada. Keep up for us.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time then, all right?
No, you'll see us next time.
You'll see us next time. DJ
See you
Talks.
later.
Woo! See you guys.